So today we're going to be moving on now and we're going to look at calculating the volume of cubes and cuboids. To be successful, you're going to need to use your previous knowledge of 3D shapes today and their properties, use your knowledge of multiplication and working with a formula, and you're going to be applying that knowledge to solve problems. So first of all, let's look at what volume is. Volume is the measure of the amount of space inside a solid figure like a cube, a ball, a cylinder or a pyramid. Okay, so if I take my cuboid up here, the volume is the space inside. So to calculate the volume of that shape, I first need to calculate the area of one of its faces. So to calculate area, I know it's height times base. There. Then to calculate the volume of it, this face effectively goes back, and I then multiply it by its depth. That's why then I times depth. So the formula to calculate volume of our cubes and cuboids today will be height times base times depth. So let's calculate the volume of this cuboid then. First of all, volume equals height times base times depth. So height times base, its height is 5, its base is 10, and its depth is 2. So I'm going to calculate the surface area of this face first, then I'm going to multiply it by its depth 2. So volume must equal 50 times 2, 100, and we're working in inches today. And as you may have read at the top, its units are always cubic, because we're working with 3D shapes, 3-dimensional shapes. So I'm going to have cube on the end, so inches cubed. Just a comparison, when we looked at 2D shapes, they had 2 dimensions, then they were centimetres squared, or whatever the units was squared, and it had a little 2. That's the best way I remember it. So in volume, I've got 3 dimensions, I've got something cubed. So this time inches cubed. Let's have a look at one more. This time my shape's been rotated a bit, so you may find it easier just to step back from your page a little bit, have a look at it so you can familiarise and picture it in your head. So first thing I need to do is write my formula down. Volume equals height times base times depth. So its volume will equal height times base. I'm going to find the surface area of that face first. So height is 13 times its base 20. Then I'm going to multiply it by its depth 5. So let's go. I think it'd be easier to calculate 20 times 5 first, which is 100. So its volume must be 1,300, and this time our units are feet cubed. What I'd like you to do now is to pause this video, have a go at task 1, calculating the volume of these cubes and cuboids. When you're ready for task 2, come back and play the video. Right, task 2 then. We're going to now move on to solving some problems. Cube A and cuboid B have the same volume. That is crucial. Here is my cube A with its base of 6 labelled, and here is my cuboid B with its height of 4 and its depth of 6. Calculate the missing length on cube B. So I'm trying to calculate that missing length there. That's the one with the question mark on. So first of all, the first step I'm going to do here is I'm going to calculate the volume of cube A, because I can do that. Hopefully you realised in task 1 that in a cube all its sides are the same length. So its base is 6, its height is 6, and its depth is also 6. So the volume of cube A will be 6 times 6 times 6, which I know is 36 times 6, 216, and I'm working in centimetres cubed. So the volume of B, as it has the same volume, must also be 216 centimetres cubed. So here's for the second part then. To calculate just one length of cuboid B, I'm going to have to work backwards. This time I know its volume, I know its height, I know its depth, and I'm trying to find its base. So I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to do the inverse. So first thing, let's do 216 divided by 6 first. which will give me 36. And then let's, oh, didn't mean to do that. Then let's divide 36. So I've done the 6 one. Now let's do it divide it by the 4. It's going to give me 9. So B must equal 9. And the best way I can do to check that, I'm going to calculate its volume. So I'm going to do 9 times 4 is 36, times that by 6, 216. Back. There we go. So what I'd like you to do now, you have a dip and pick card. You have a starter question in the middle to complete, then 4 around the outside, all linking to a very similar problem that I've just shown you, and its answers are underneath.